Alrighty, guys. So very interesting approach, to Ohio State. Again, they've lost just everybody from this past team, and of course, losing Jim Knowles is painful on the defensive side of the ball, and Chip Kelly. But now they have Matt Patricia in the fold, and he might have some success and maybe stay a little while with Ryan Day. Hopefully, build some continuity. Chip ended up just being a one and done guy at Ohio State, but he did win that championship. What's very interesting about this high school is they have two players. They have Caden Gerhardt, who's a hard-hitting safety that I absolutely love, that comes down in the box and plays really nasty. And then you're going to have this off-the-ball linebacker. You're going to have this linebacker here in C.J. Sanna, and C.J. Sanna has a lot of unbelievable traits. You look at the All-American from UCLA, Carson Schweisinger, just getting ready for this draft. He was a walk-on, but then he had the most tackles in the country. And he's really built like this guy, where, C.J. Sanna is about 6'2" or 6'3", decent arm length, but he has impeccable speed. He's coming into his body, so he can, I think he's going to even put on more weight. And he really has awesome speed. I mean, watch this play when he tracks down this quarterback. He fires and rolls. So he diagnoses and he fires and rolls. So if he gets unblocked, he's gonna end you. He's gonna come and violently attack the ball carrier. And it said that it was his first year at backer. When he gets going, this guy's running like in maybe the 4.4s or 4.5, and he can get up to 260 pounds. So he has great speed for a backer. He has awesome speed. And then you're going to see some pretty wild stuff even off the edge in one clip, which really, really impressed me. So getting off blocks, especially at the Big Ten level, that's all going to take adjusting. And at Ohio State, that's a perfect place to kind of learn, is him getting off of blocks. And that's going to be the biggest challenge for him, I think, at that size, is getting off of blocks. But he really does possess, very good speed. I see him, as a weak side linebacker. I don't really see him as a Mike. I see him, because of his speed, I could see him carrying tight ends, playing well in coverage. I could totally see that. All right. So here he's playing at Mike. What's interesting about this school, they did win 8 games, but they face great competition. And the Olentangy district looks like it has 4 schools. And Olentangy, the first team that they played, was able to beat them. But look at this closing speed, right? So this is the strengths of his game, or see ball, get ball, right? Broken play, quarterback's kind of, running around here, and he fires right here. Fires. And you see that speed, you see that quick twitch, right? Fires, closes gaps, closes that speed, closes that separation in a dang hurry. So comes down real fast to the play. Sees the play, gets a nice hit on the quarterback. All right, so, and then this is really impressive. Maybe the guy just doesn't block at all. Actually, that's a punt play, no wonder. But I'm thinking, was he ever an edge? Does he ever possess the ability to have some bend? Because watch this get-off's really impressive. And then if he has bend, too, you can even send him off of the edge. Okay, he could play the role of Jalen Walker at Georgia. I'm not saying he's going to be Jalen Walker, but these backers that also possess the ability to come screaming on blitzes, I think at the college level, he'll be playing as a weak or a strong, not in the middle of the defense, and I think he'll be firing more on blitzes. And, third down, specialty, pass rush, or in coverage, that's really going to be his thing. Playing with bigger defensive linemen will also help because he needs clean pictures. Again, he'll continue to fight with getting off of blocks. That's something that'll, motivate him. That's an area, of course, that he's probably, addressing. But he's going to continue to get strong, and he projects as a really, really good player. And the thing is, right, these guys that are from right outside of Ohio State, is that he's so motivated to stay at Ohio State. Like, these players that they recruit out of high school, like Ohio State can go like get portal guys that are maybe edge rushers or specialty guys, but Ryan Day wants to develop like the Jack Sawyers. He wants to develop the JTT players for 4 years. And this could be a local Ohio kid that stays 4 years, and boy, he could be an absolute beast, you know, especially as an upperclassman. He could be that guy that just racks up, you know, hundreds of tackles and, you know, really gets sacks and gets after the quarterback and is a very unique kind of rusher off of the edge. All right. So that's kind of, you know, where I see his game, his diagnosing and processing, you know, with Matt Patricia, with Coach Guriri, Matt Guriri is. I think that Ohio State does still have a really good defensive staff and going right up the road there. So you see why he's a rising 4-star, because you project, you know, he has very good speed. All right. That's his strength, is he closes space, you know, very, very quickly. He's going to continue to gain weight. He sees the game pretty well, especially even for his first year at backer, and he has rare speed and very, very good range. That is the strengths of his game, and that can really translate, especially to, you know, modern football, with how fast, you know, the offenses want to spread it along the edges, and the hashes are, you know, are inverted, or no, the hashes are wider at the college level. So I really think he can have a role. And then in the weight program, his body's still kind of growing. I wonder if he would ever play edge. I wonder if they would ever discuss that, especially if he's rolling off of the edge. Could he ever turn into an edge rusher as a 4-3 or a 3-4, you know, edge? Could that ever be the case? But I see him as off the ball, you know, kind of backer, and Dang. I think he'll probably be an off-the-ball linebacker that will scream down and make some plays. All right? So, again, you have a guy that has speed, a guy who's still a little bit raw, and again, like him fighting on bigger blocks, like that's going to be, you know, somewhat discussed, especially, you know, towards NFL and high college football level, you know, really linemen. That's going to be discussed. But I see a player that has great speed, that can close, that could get after the quarterback. Again, I want to see him more in coverage. I think he can improve a lot of aspects, so I think there's a ceiling here. And again, you're getting an Ohio kid that could really be loyal to Ohio State. And I think that for him, if he stayed in one program, kept that continuity, I think that he could really continue to progress and turn into, maybe you're talking about an elite, very good linebacker as a junior, as a senior. All right, that is the eval that I see right here for CJ Sanna. Again, really like his tape, plays nasty, you know, goes downhill, plays with reckless abandon. Like, I like a lot of the stuff on tape.